how do you deal with life when you feel like you don't measure up? This is something that we deal with in so many areas in our life, at different ages in our life, with different people in our life. And I think especially right now, during this time of a global pandemic, we are also especially dealing with this. We envision that there is this measuring stick of all the different ways that we're supposed to be. It could be that you are a mom and you're trying to make sure that your kids are getting everything done in virtual classrooms, that you're trying to, not lose your mind with everything that's going on. You feel like there is this measuring stick of all the things that you are supposed to be doing. And the problem is that none of us are superheroes, and we cannot do everything. And when we feel like we're supposed to be doing all these things and then we don't hit all those criteria, we feel really down about ourselves. We get stressed from possibly running as fast as we can to try to make all these things work. We, are tired because of that. We feel low about ourselves when we don't hit all these marks. And especially right now with everything that's going on in the world, there's all this emotional health that's being compounded with different situations. This is a new territory and we're learning how to navigate it together. So when you are, adding on all these ways that you feel like you're supposed to be right now, and you feel like you're failing at some of them or all of them, it is not helping the state of how you're doing overall right now. So how do we deal with that? Drop the measuring stick. The problem is that we keep on feeling like we're supposed to meet all these requirements. In reality, the only requirements I think that you ever really have to meet is if you have a job and your job is like, you must do these requirements or you're going to get fired. But besides that, all of these measures that you are trying to reach are ones that are self-imposed or that you are agreeing to that someone else has imposed, and you feel like this is the law, this is what I must do, I have to do this and this and this, I must appear this way, I must, implement these things, I must talk this way. All these things that are things that we do not have to do. For an example, which if my mother is watching this, she will hate this. It's not about her, it's about me, and she knows this. We've had this conversation. I do not like doing yard work. I specifically picked a house in a neighborhood that does not have a homeowners association. Do I like it when I have a nice cut yard and the plants all look great? Yes. Do I like being the one to make that happen? No, I do not. And there are a lot of things in life that have to get done. And my yard looking pristine is not high on that list. There's situations where my neighbors might not love my yard. I actually know that some of them do not love my yard. And I have the choice of letting their expectations of what my yard should look like affect me to the point where I, overextend myself beyond what I really have the energy to do, where there might be instead, I feel like there's other areas of my life that I want to pour into. I believe that my mom would agree with this. I love that I'm 41 and talking about what my mom thinks, but I believe that she would agree with this, that she doesn't understand how I can be okay with that, how I can be okay with a situation that my neighbors see as an eyesore. But honestly, being okay with that has been a very freeing experience to be like, I understand y'all want this, but just because y'all want this doesn't mean I have to be this. Just a little side note. The reason I know that my neighbors feel this way is because one day one of my neighbors came on her riding lawnmower and mowed my yard. This was several years ago. And I thought, oh, that was so nice of her. That was so sweet. Until I checked my mail and saw that she sent me a bill for mowing my yard. Not asked. None of this was discussed before. Boundaries. But I say that because you can have the choice as to what you let be the measuring sticks in your life. And not everyone is going to agree with it. It doesn't matter what the situation is. There are going to be people that think, yes, these things you're trying to do are great. There's people that at the same time think, no, why are you doing this? So the point is, drop the measuring stick that you have in your head unless it's something that you want. You know, one day I will pay for someone to do my yard. I will. I do like coming home to, again, a pretty yard, but not enough that I like to be the one to do it. So take a look at what are the things that you're trying to measure up yourself up to right now and reevaluate them. See which ones that you want to keep and then see which ones that you want to drop and get rid of. I promise you, it is one of the most freeing things, but sometimes we really think that the expectations we put on ourselves are law. We think that, nope, this is the only way, and it's not. It's not the only way. I challenge you to do that. The problem that comes, though, with doing that is that this can be a crazy new mentality way of thinking. But when you're just starting this, it's hard. It's really hard to break free of that mentality. You have to kind of retrain your brain. You have to keep reminding yourself like, no, I don't have to answer to other people, or I don't have to, what someone else expects from me might not be what I expect for myself. And I have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with saying no, understand that they might not understand that they might be disappointed or think down on me, whatever that could be. I promise you, at the same time, you'll also have people that are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So for that mentality just to sink in, it's important to continually practice that. And that is so much of what I talk about each week. So to make sure that you are keeping those things in mind and to help you in that journey and in that transformation in your life, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's The Ashley Baxter. Every week I post these episodes on there. Check it out. You don't want to miss any. It'll really help you. The more that you surround yourself with these thoughts, people thinking like this, that, the things I'm trying to put out there will just help you.